And for Thursday Night Football, it's the Windy City tonight. Chicago and Soldier Field in our matchup, the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears.
One of those guys that isn't going to show a lot of emotion. Nothing seems to get to him. Tonight's going to be a challenge to keep those young guys, especially when the offensive line, positively involved.
Play action for Eli on first down. Rolls and fires and in and out of the hands of Victor Cruz. Actually, Pasco they use as an H-back, fullback type on second down and 10. Brandon Jacobs puts both hands around the ball and goes out. Positive yardage, picked up 4. It'll bring up third down and 6. Difference makers defensively.
Couple pretty special guys. Julius Peppers has been around for a long time, 32 years old, 12 years. And Charles Tillman, 41 forced fumbles in his career, will not play tonight. He tried to go prior to the game. He just couldn't make any kind of sudden change of directions, and they're really going to miss him. Zach Bowman starts in his place.
Darrell Scott in the backfield with Manning on third down. Giants abysmal 26% on third down conversions, and he throws an interception. And it's Zachary Bowman back inside the 15-yard line. And there's interception number 13 on the year.
Chicago makes a living showing A-gap pressure. That means on either side of the center. And then they're going to bring Isaiah Fry. Here's the A-gap pressure here, but Fry comes off the edge. He forces the ball out quickly. We talked about the turnovers in our open, and Eli Manning cannot throw that football.
So Zach Bowman, the guy that started for Tillman with the interception, and it sets the Bears up all.
52. Squeeze 52.
So a golden opportunity less than a minute into the ball game for Cutler and the Bears offense. Play action. He might want it all right here. Gets out of it. He'll run and slide down at the 11. Antrell Roll made sure that he didn't get any farther.
He wanted Marshall, one of the top receivers in the league, but everybody's double covering this guy. Look at Amukamara outside. All of a sudden, he breaks across the middle. Oh, yeah, we got Ryan Mundy picking you up too, big fella. And he has seen that, Brad, every week this season, and he's getting a little frustrated.
He talked to you on the field before the game about that very thing.
Yeah, he really hopes they can start to push the ball his way, but I told him the best thing that could happen is Alshon Jeffries continues to shine.
Alshon's to the bottom of your screen. They fake the throw and give it to Forte, and Matt Forte drives down to the 6. Brings up a third down for the Bears and Jay Cutler. 37-24 as a starter. So the Bears only 36% on third down conversions this year. They've got a big one here trying to take advantage of Eli Manning's interception to Zachary Bowman.
Hey, 54 on
They're down and 3.
Cheating on Brandon Marshall. They got 1.5 players on him out wide.
They'll run it again. Forte is going to be bottled up before he can get to the first down marker. Nice job by the Giants defense, and Beeson, who we talked about in the pregame, made the tackle.
Nice job in front of Beeson.
Now Mark Trestman's going to go for it here.
Okay.
And the Giants stop him on fourth down and 2 and prevent any damage from the interception. A bunch set of 3 receivers to Jay Cutler's left. And that's where he wants to go with the ball. And a crossing route, and Marshall can't hold it. And the Giants will take over on downs.
Yeah, I don't think Marshall anticipated it.
Brandon Jacobs trying to cut to the right, and he finds a big opening. First down and all the way out near the 20-yard line. Might be the best run he's had in a year and a half. 16 yards.
And Brad, that's exactly what they need. Watch what happens at the point of attack here with the right tackle, who's their first-round pick. Right there, Pugh does a really nice job of sealing the outside. They haven't been able to run the football this entire season.
Last in the league at 57 yards a game, and he got 16 right there.
If they can run the football effectively, it gives Manning a shot.
On first down, crossing route in and out of the hands of Jacobs, incomplete. And Briggs was right there to give him a pop. Eli 0 for 3 so far. Has completed one, but it was to the wrong jersey.
Watched an awful lot of tape of Eli Manning over the years, and when he gets frustrated and tries to push the ball down the field and holds on to it too long, that's when the bad things happen. But most of it's pretty darn good.
Jacobs, and again off the right side, does a nice job to pick up 5, almost 6. DJ Williams brought him down.
Hey, they're running the football effectively, and the right tackle, Justin Pugh, first-round pick out of Syracuse, again does a really nice job at the point of attack. Check Pugh out right here. Does a nice job sealing off the inside. The tight end does a good job, and that time was Bear Pasco on the outside. And Brad, I can't underscore enough, if they can run the football, this is a completely different Giants offense.
It'll be an empty backfield for Eli Manning. His last third down was not good. And it's third down and 5 here. This time protected. Steps up, fires wide open in the middle. Ruben Randall. And Randall rumbles across the 45-yard line with a first down for the Giants and a pickup of 20.
And this time Chicago only brings 3. They're showing about 6 or 7 guys up. They only bring 3. Eli Manning realized, look at the double team here, no problem. And he sees Randall wide open, and that's the disadvantage. Even though you can cover more territory dropping 8, the problem is when you only pressure with 3, a veteran quarterback can take his time and pick you apart.
Randall was a big part of the offense against the Eagles last week with 6 catches, including a couple of touchdowns. Big first down there at the 45. And now Eli comes up and throws it up right to the corner. Tim Jennings, pick 6. Touchdown. .48 yards on the interception return for the score.
They got to stabilize this thing. Their defense did a great job holding Chicago on a 4th down, and then they gave it right away.
We're back to Brandon Jacobs, and he's hitting the backfield this time. Loss of a yard. Lance Briggs, the captain in the face of that Bears defense, makes the stop.
I really like Lance Briggs, and people talk about how old he is. He's 32 years old, 11 years in the league, Brad. The more tape I watch, I just kept saying, here's a guy that's a quick, flow linebacker. What he's lost as far as speed is considered, he's made up with instincts. He's so quick to the football.
Came in leading the Bears in tackles and has already added 2 or 3 tonight in the first quarter. Jacobs goes left side. Takes DJ Williams with him for a couple of those 5 yards.
Kind of fun talking to Mel Tucker yesterday about his linebacker group. Remember, all 3 of them are over 30 years old.
Right.
And he told me on the field before the game, DJ Williams he just loves the game of football. He talked about James Anderson being a computer and how much he loved it. And I think Mel Tucker's one of those guys that down the road is going to get another opportunity to be a head coach.
He's already been an interim head coach in the NFL.
Yep.
Third down and 6.
Okay.
Bears fans know this is danger time.
And this is where they heat you up. You can already see it. A single high safety. They're going to jump in the A-gap.
Manning throws complete. First down to Cruz. And a nice spin move to get out to the 40-yard line.
So far, they've completed 2 curl routes where the protection has been excellent. You can see the tight end is right up in there. Take a look at that. Brandon Myers anticipating A-gap pressure. I like the way Eli just kind of slides to his right, picks out Cruz. First down.
Cruz trots out to the near side. 200th career reception right there.
81.
Pump fake. And now Manning comes back to the near side of Cruz again. In Bears territory, run out at the 44-yard line by Bowman.
Eli loves this route. It's called a sluggo seam, and they're going to run a slant and go up top. If that's not there, you either have the tight end up the seam or your third option's all the way over here. One option doesn't like number 2. He comes all the way back to number 3, Victor Cruz. That's a veteran quarterback.
And that's a long throw, too.
Yeah, it is. He's got a big arm.
So things calm down a little bit for the Giants. Only trailing by 7 on those 2 interceptions, but in Bears territory now. First down, draw play. Darrell Scott. And Scott might have gotten 2 or 3, and this time a week ago he was watching the games on TV at his home on a couch.
Yeah, David Wilson hurt his neck. His status going forward is unknown. That left him with Brandon Jacobs and Michael Cox as the only tailbacks on the roster, so they quickly re-signed him. I think his value is on third down and in their nickel package. He understands pass protection.
Jacobs back in there now. So is John Connor, the fullback, as the Giants are in an eye on second down and 8. It's going to be Jacobs, and he cuts it to the right side again, and that's where the bread has been buttered so far for the ground game.
Yeah, and that's, I think they have to be patient. We've already seen the 2 picks. They've shown an ability early here to run the football, which they haven't thus far in the season. And I really think they got to look at this game and say, okay, let's stabilize this thing. Be patient.
Jacobs got 36 yards already here in the first quarter. They'd like to get one more big yard here.
Yeah.
He'll give it a shot, and he's got it, and he busts into the next level, all the way down to the 22-yard line. 14 more for Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, great job on the right side. David Deal and Justin Pugh.
Chamber of Commerce weather for the Windy City. 8th play of the Giants drive. First down, play action. Manning throws complete. Nix inside the 5-yard line. Again, that one was thrown into a little bit of traffic, but a nice throw and catch and a pickup of 17.
They got the nickel. Fry turned around a little bit. I think Eli, when he sets his feet, I think he throws that slant as well as any quarterback I've seen in this league.
That one was perfect, right where it had to be.
Right on body.
First and goal for the Giants at the Bears 5. And Scott went the wrong way, still got the handle, and picked up a couple. Remember, this guy just got to camp this week for the second time around.
Hey, good job just kind of keeping it together between Manning and Scott. Eli's going up. Where'd you go? All right, there you are. Now, mistakes in the red zone tend to be very painful to an offense, but the Giants have to come away with some points here.
They're going to put Jacobs back in there at the tailback spot.
And they got the Terminator in at fullback, who's a better point of attack guy than Bear Pasco.
If they can get a score, it'll be the first time all year with a 10-play drive that produced points. Jacobs puts his head down, batters his way into the end zone. Wow. Touchdown, New York. That looks like the Brandon Jacobs of about 5 years ago.
Today's not bad either.
And this Thursday's not off to a bad start.
Yeah, Thursday night football.
As we start week 6 in a tie game, and Jay Cutler on play action on first down. Fires high and caught, though, by Brandon Marshall. Boy, he climbed the ladder on that one. 20-yard pickup.
Partner, you called that right. And when you look at these 2 wideouts for Chicago, this is what you get. 2 big bodies. They don't run great routes, but look, he's covered. That's great coverage. Cutler throws it behind him and high, but he's so big, athletic, and has great hands, all of a sudden, he's maybe not covered. That's what this offense is all about, throwing the balls to big, strong athletes.
Mark 52.
First down at the 34. Cutler in the shotgun. Here comes a blitz from the Giants. He throws to Forte around it, and Forte's got another first down. Bumped out of bounds, but he picked up about 13. Such a dangerous weapon, number 22, on the ground and as a receiver.
I really like the design, too, because they had a wide receiver bubble screen to one side and come back to Forte with the halfback the other way. Really well done by Mark Trestman and Aaron Cromer.
Aren't a lot of guys around that can do Forte not only as a rusher, but as a receiver. He and Jamal Charles, two of the guys that have over 27 receptions on the year to go with their rushing yardage. Cutler, and that one got away from him. I don't know if somebody tipped that. Keith Rivers might have gotten a hand on it.
I think he was just trying to get the football out because Rivers was in his face so quickly. And whenever you're on the backside of bootleg, the contained player has to stay home. And Rivers does a great job. He stays home and forces the ball out early.
So second down at the 47. You look at Kyle Long, the big right guard, the #1 draft choice. Alshon Jeffrey hasn't caught a ball yet. Quick slant, Brandon Marshall, another first down. Pick up with 12 more.
Yeah, and they brought John Beeson up the middle and made the block inside. Cutler read it correctly. You're going to get pressure right here. Kyle Long and Garza pick it up. Three-step ball out. And Brandon Marshall does what he has to do. Brad, he wins inside. He beats Amukamara inside. And he almost stripped that football, but again, strong hands by Brandon Marshall.
Almost like thrown to a tight end with a lot of speed. Great start from Marshall tonight. Frustration's over, I think, for him. First down to the 41. Play action. Cutler zips it across the middle. This one's complete to Fiametta. Fiametta down the sideline, all the way down to the 10-yard line.
So, Brad, here's the deal. It's okay to give up a check down to a fullback for 5 or 6 yards, but it's not okay to miss the tackle. Watch Keith Rivers come in, number 55 from the left side of your screen. Arm tackle. Fiametta runs through it, and now it's not okay.
Career-long catch, as you might guess, for Fiametta, 30 yards. Yet, and Manning led his team on a touchdown drive to even this thing late in the first quarter. Chicago can get a first down around the 1. Forte runs into a wall. Jason Pierre-Paul, the first guy there. And no gain on the play. In the quarter. Forte. Not much. Giants stop him for a loss of about a yard. Coming in, we weren't worried about the Bears rushing game. We said all week when you and I were talking, if the Giants don't find a ground game, they don't have a chance. They've had a ground game tonight that's given them a chance right now.
Yeah, a big piece of that, I think, are the injuries to the Chicago Bear defensive tackle. Stephen Paya didn't make it tonight. Melton's out. Nate Collins got hurt a week ago.
Henry Melton, yeah, is on IR.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of issues at defensive tackle, but credit the Giants for being patient and taking advantage.
Empty set here for Jay Cutler. In the shotgun. On 3rd and 9 to the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Marshall. That was just too easy. 10-yard touchdown pass. Jay Cutler's 11th scoring toss of the season. And for Brandon Marshall, that's number 4 on the year.
Next week.
Jacobs, who's had a big night so far, has got another 4-yard gain. They're working that right side. With Alex, 15 touchdowns wearing a Giants uniform. Big 3rd down and 5 for Manning and the Giants offense. Eli moves around in the pocket, crossing route, and good second effort is going to get Bear Pasco a first down and a bunch more. And a guy.
What else set? What Eddie?
Quick drop, crossing route, snatched by Nix. Great grab, heading to the sideline, trying to get the first down, and he'll get it. Picked up 11. A little smoke on it.
Yeah, I shook his hand at the combine years ago, and he went up to my elbow.
Jacobs this time slips a little bit on his own, goes down to the line of scrimmage. Bass is there to make the stop.
So Neff, beginning of the game, who starts at defensive tackle for Chicago? Well, Corey Wooten, who's a defensive end, starts at defensive tackle. He only weighs 270. Landon Cohen, who was cut by Dallas and signed on September 27th, starts at the other tackle. So on one hand, while I'm crediting the Giants for patience and the ability to run the ball, let's understand how decimated Chicago is inside.
From midfield, 2nd and 10. Bears look like they're going to bring pressure. They back out of it. Manning fires far side, caught by Cruz, and another Giants first down. Fakes it to him, and he's going to go long. Got a man on the sideline, Randall, and Randall fighting his way to a touchdown. 37 yards. Manning to Ruben Randall, and the Giants back within a point.
Attention specifically to borderline personality disorder, and that's why he's wearing the shoes tonight. He will match the fine that he gets and donate it to his foundation.
I told you earlier it was for a good cause.
Yep.
He's played very well tonight in the first half. Here's Forte. That's his best run of the night. Goes out for 7 yards. One of the buildings in Chicago following the lead of Brandon Marshall. Probably not quite as bright a neon, but it's
Number
close.
62 has reported eligible. 62.
He's really an interesting young man. I root for him. I've followed him since he came out of Central Florida through his ups and downs. But I think he's basically a good guy at heart.
And of course, was with Jay Cutler in Denver, and they were the main battery. And here they are in Chicago doing the same thing. Forte cuts it outside. He's going to take John Beeson with him out of bounds with a first down.
You notice the last 2 run plays have gone on the right side, and there's 2 rookies on that side. Kyle Long, the first-round pick out of Oregon, and Jordan Mills, the 5th-round pick. Kyle's one of the best athletes in this draft. Gets up to the 2nd level on a linebacker. Look at him stay on Beeson. He ran 4.9 at the combine at 300 plus. He had 16% body fat. And he could play left tackle in this league if they want him to.
Howie and Diane's little boy.
Another one.
And Chris's little brother. First down, blitz coming. Picked up. Cutler's going to let it rip. Back shoulder throw. Alshon Jeffrey's got it. Into Giant territory in a 27-yard pickup.
And it's Matt Forte. You mentioned him earlier in his versatility. Watch him step up and pass protect. Here comes an X stunt by the linebackers. Here and here, he picks up Pacing-er, gives Jay plenty of time. And remember, Brad, we talked about these big body wide receivers. There's another example. Little slant and go, back shoulder. He gets Terrell Thomas turned around. Man, they're throwing the ball well today, and it's fun to watch Cutler when he's protected.
Alshon Jeffrey, who set a Bears record last year for yardage on the end of Cutler's passes. This one's going to be a short throw to Bennett, the tight end, and he's got another Bear first down. Former Giant hurdles his man to pick up 14, and they move the chains again. Bennett last year, a career year, as you called him, a rent a tight end last year with the New York Giants. There's his numbers.
He's always been a gifted kid, Brad. He's gotten better and better as a blocker over time.
Originally a 2nd-round pick of the Cowboys, but they got kind of stuck behind Witten down there. Dallas coming into his own. Now is Chicago. 1st and 10 at the 26. Straight drop for Cutler. Pressure coming. Fade to the corner and out of bounds. Joe Anderson. There's everybody in tight except Brandon Marshall, who's in motion. Flags are down. Cutler might be down at the end of this one. And he is tripped up, falling out of bounds. And again, a penalty marker on the play.
Now, he gave Pierre-Paul the old basketball.
Jeffrey to the top, and Marshall down to the bottom of your screen. And the quick slant. Marshall's got another first down inside the 15.
That's just smart football. Bushrod, the left tackle, gets the defensive end up the field, and then you're stealing with a soft corner. That's a nice job of Marshall recognizing a potential blitz situation. He cut the route off, and Cutler got the ball out.
We've had 3 touchdown drives in a row of over 80 yards, and we've got another one in the making right here with just under 7 minutes remaining in the half. Bears with a first down at the Giants' 14-yard line. Jay Cutler's been hot, crossing route to Forte. Forte, both hands around the football, got to the 5, didn't get the first down, but he got 9 before Keith Rivers brought him down.
He crosses John Beeson's face, who had to worry about a tight end vertical. Nice little play design. And you talked about Forte earlier and just how versatile and valuable he is to this offense, Brad, and you're right on target.
His 6th year out of Tulane. He's got him at the 5-yard line with a second down and 1.
54.
First-year coach Mark Trestman hoping his Bears finish off another 80-yard drive. Forte, he's got the first down, not the touchdown. And he'll have it around the 3-yard line before they unpile everybody.
Getting a little chippy out there, and I'm guessing that Kyle Long's involved.
Yeah, he's in there. They say if there's a mix-up going on the field, number 75 is going to be part of it.
Cutler said he was the enforcer, and to the extent they got to calm him down a little bit. And the rookie next to him, Jordan Mills, is such a flatliner. Apparently he's good for Kyle.
The right side of the Bears line, the only team in the NFL starting 2 rookie offensive linemen. Cutler, touchdown, Brandon Marshall. Second of the night for number 15.
Talk about the big bodies, right? Now, same thing. Fans love it. Big body outside. Good protection, balls out, throw to the back shoulder. Terrell Thomas. The reason Thomas is in here is he's a bigger body. They started him tonight because of that.
This one is going to bounce and be returnable from the goal line by Jernigan. And Jernigan got the edge. Jernigan out across the 40 before he's run out of bounds. Nice kick return. They hadn't let him return one until now, and he goes for 46 yards. Guys in NFL history I don't think was crazy about where his kicker kicked the last one that was returned 46 yards and sets the Giants up at the 46-yard line. All 3 of their timeouts remaining. Brandon Jacobs on a counter. And, man, is he met in the hole by Briggs. And he's going to lose a yard.
Yeah, Major Wright did a nice job taking on the lead block, and then Briggs cleaned it up. Yeah, I'm not sure what Devin Hester wanted right there. I'm not sure that's any of his business where Robbie Gould kicked the football. It's probably some frustration talking because you know Hester wants to return the football, and he's not getting much of an opportunity.
Well, we've had scoring drives 4 times now, back to back to back to back of 80 yards or more. Giants won't have to go that far to try to tie the game up. Throw short across the middle, and Jacobs, man, he is just a bull in a china shop right now. And he got out to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 8 when it looked like it was going to be about 3.
Yeah, you don't need any kind of special graphics here. You just need to watch the effort of this 264-pound tailback. I'm going to shut up.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
A lot like his touchdown run, only that was on a reception. Here's the biggest 3rd down of the ball game so far. Giants have converted their last 4 third down situations. Trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd down and 3. Empty backfield. Eli Manning fires. It's high and incomplete, intended for Nix. And so the one they needed to try to keep things going here before halftime eludes them.
2 so far. The one on Steve Sable was great. The one on Matt Millen was great. I can't wait to see this next one.
Bears with 1 timeout to work with. Here's a pitch to Forte. Got a blocker in front. And he's going to get a first down before he's run out of bounds. And Terrell Roll took him out, but a 13-yard pickup by Matt Forte.
Yeah, and that's a tough play for the contained guy. Marshall Faulk made a living on this play. I think Dick Vermeil and the Rams called it 90 flip. I call it misdirection toss. Fullback this way, tailback that way. Where's the contained man over here? He's not there. Nice job. You pull the left tackle, Bushrod, he gets up the field, and Forte, he can run, he can catch, and he can pass protect.
Lawson got a block on that side as well. So the first down run has him out at the 33-yard line. Just under 3 minutes in the half. That one's tipped. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. Justin Tuck is the guy that got a hand on it. They sacked Cutler 9 times and knocked him out of the game. Actually, 10 total sacks in the ball game. Hasn't been sacked tonight, and he throws a rocket to Bennett. And Martellus Bennett's got it out near midfield. Pick up a 15.
When Cutler sets his feet and uses his hip torque, the ball comes out so fast. I thought Beeson was going to get this. Watch him set his feet and now rip. It comes out so quickly. His release is so quick and his arm strength is so good. There aren't a whole lot of quarterbacks. It didn't look like a big deal. It's a short pass, but there aren't that many quarterbacks that could have fit that in.
Chicago, remember, used a couple timeouts earlier. So as we approach the 2-minute warning, they have it at the 48-yard line. Cutler looks one way, now wants to come back the other. He's going to do it with his legs, and he got a first down on a nice slide. 11-yard pickup will bring us to the 2-minute warning. So the Bears off. See you guys in a couple of minutes. They actually said that Jay Cutler slid down just short of the first down marker. So they hand it off, and this is going to be close again. I don't know if Forte got there either. Forward Progress got it very close.
Nice job inside. Both Linval Joseph and Cullen Jenkins, the 2 defensive tackles, both did a nice job.
Well, with that spot of Jay Cutler after his scramble, they backed it up where he started the slide. It looked like a first down before we even went to the 2-minute warning. Now ends up being a 3rd down and a yard. Michael Bush is checked in to the Bears backfield. He's got a little more heft at 345 pounds.
Eben Britton, the 3rd tackle, is in there also.
Fiametta, the fullback, in. 3rd down at a yard. It is Bush, and he's got the first down. And still on his feet as he got down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Matt Slauson, the veteran left guard they picked up as a free agent in the offseason, pulled and did a nice job getting up in the hole. Bush followed him.
Bears want to use a little sense of urgency here, don't they? They only got 1 timeout left, and the clock is moving, and they're trying to change up bodies.
Yep.
And it's down to 45.
Yep.
Took them a while to get lined up. They still haven't snapped it at 40. Cutler throws across the middle inside the 30. It's a first down to Brandon Marshall. And we're under a half minute. Pick up a 13 though. And again, the fans a little bit restless at Soldier Field here. They're going, hurry up, hurry up,
you got to pick it up.
Cutler over the middle again. This is to Forte. And he gets to the 22, and now they got to call a timeout.
Yep. Makeable field goal range. No sacks, no picks.
Your 2 big hitters, Marshall and Jeffrey, to the top of your screen. With 11 seconds left. Can't take a sack here. Cutler's going to let it rip to the corner. And over everybody's head, Earl Bennett was the intended receiver. And now you bring out the field goal unit. Robbie Gould. And he does. So nice drive by Chicago. They don't get what they were looking for, but they do add 3. That's if Josh Brown gives him a chance. 3rd quarter underway. And Josh Brown gave him a chance. Devin Hester from a yard deep. There's a new record. And now he takes it straight up the middle with a nice return out to the 26-yard line. Let's check in with Alex.
Well, Brad and Mike, as you just mentioned, for the Giants, getting pressure on quarterback Jay Cutler has been a big problem for them. Tom Coughlin telling me that in the second half we can expect to see them rushing more than four men. The defensive front having just trouble getting pressure on their own. Of course, the problem being if you rush from the secondary or from the linebackers, then you leave the corners on an island out there, as you guys well know, against the Chicago Bears team. Not something you want to do when they have the receivers that they do in Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey.
Not only that, the corners aren't the regular starters, or at least one of them isn't. So the first snap of the game, play action bootleg for Cutler. Rips it complete to Brandon Marshall. And that's his 7th catch of the night.
Really like the timing and the fact that once again Mark Trestman is moving the pocket. Give a different launch point for Jay Cutler. Play action fake this way, bootleg to his right, comeback route by the wide receiver. The ball was in the air before he even turned, and it needs to be. Good throw, strong hands, man.
Out to the 41-yard line. Well, this opening defensive set for the Giants is huge because you don't want to give the Bears a 17-point lead in the third quarter. Forte stood up by Beeson after about a yard gain.
You know, Brad,
Devin Hester coming over, getting a high five from Robbie Gould after they had some words earlier in the ball game.
Alex talked about bringing more than 4, and Brad, you and I talked about that earlier today. I don't think they can get home with 4. You're down 10. They're going to have to take some chances and get Cutler off the spot.
He's been spot on so far. Now he's going to throw a little screen out to Forte with blockers in front. Nice open field tackle, though, by Will Hill to stay with it.
And they could have gotten more out of this. It's an overload blitz, and I thought Forte made the wrong cut here. I thought he had an opportunity to make the cut back inside. They're bringing overload. What a great call against overload. You got a big Matt Slauson out in front of you, and you got your wide out. Make the cut up inside that block by Marshall. Takes it to the outside. There should have been more to that run.
Took the wrong part of the Slauson cutoff. 3rd down and 3. Cutler from the shotgun. Had to pull it down, and now he's going to run for the first down. And this time slides easily, and he's looking for a flag, and he gets it. Cutler going to throw this one on the ground. Never had a chance. I don't know if it was supposed to be a screen pass to Forte, and he was covered, but Jay just threw that one in the dirt.
Yeah, there was immediate interior
Yard line again.
I was talking to Kyle Long last night, and I asked him about how much help he gets from Garza, 13-year veteran. He said, Mike, without him helping me, especially early in the season with some of these complicated looks, he said sometimes he just hits me and says left or right, because I have no idea.
Here's a play fake and a long ball coming from Cutler. Just overshot Alshon Jeffrey, who had a half step. Terrell Thomas.
And they got with
the tight end. Cutler going to lob it out to Bennett, and he's going to be brought down. Nice open field tackle by Antrail Roll. That might have gotten them into field goal territory, though.
Yeah, this one I believe is with the wind. Center is Patrick Manley, who's been in this league for 16 years snapping football.
Robbie Gould snap a little wide, but Gould's kick is true. 52-yarder for the veteran out of Penn State.
So, partner, I'm on the field before the game timing the field goal, the snaps and everything. And Manley says, hey, what are you doing? And I said, dude, you're like 90 years old. How have you lasted this long? And he started laughing, and he said, you know what? I played college football against some of my coaches. I said, what are you talking about? He said, Mel Tucker was at Wisconsin my senior year at Duke, and my last game, we played them in a bowl game.
Wow.
So this cat has been along. He was a 310-pound lineman for Duke. He's now down to about 250, and what a great living he's made snapping football.
You can long snap, you can last a long time.
Yeah, man.
First down for the Giants, who are down 13 now. Got to have an answer here in the third quarter. Manning, straight drop. Comes across the middle, complete. That's Bear Pasco. Just a little bit. Bears look like they might bring an extra body. They don't. Manning to throw. Maybe. Eli running for his life. He's got to get rid of it. He completed it to Darrell Scott. Scott with Briggs giving chase. And a pickup of 3 in what could have been a disaster.
Oh, boy.
And picked up positive yardage, but it's still 3rd down and a bunch. 3rd and 12. And they find themselves in this situation a lot this year. This time Manning's going to go down. Briggs and Wooten are there to combine on the sack, the first of the game.
Beginning of the game, we talked about A-gap pressure and what it means. You're going to see Briggs come here, and right behind him Anderson. He'll come free. Manning sees the free runner, runs right up into Briggs' arms. Bad news for this Giant.
In the 3rd quarter, Mike, I got to think the Giants can't afford to give up any more points right now.
Yeah, this is a danger Will Robinson situation right here.
Alshon Jeffrey on the end around. The long strider brought down, but he picked up about 16 yards before they can get him.
Nice play, a little reverse out of a tight bunch set. Dante Rosario is going to do a nice job, number 88 on the far side here. There's the block on Tuck. He cuts inside.
Alshon, I mentioned last week, set a Bears record with 218 yards receiving. That broke a long-time record of Harlan Hill back in 1954. Harlan Hill, who after his name now honors the Division II College Football Player of the Year. Cutler on 1st down. Again, a good pocket for him, and he whips it out to Forte. Forte gets 5 or 6 before he's run out of bounds by Amukamara.
I like what you just said about the pocket. Now, they short set. Watch the 3 interior offensive linemen. They don't step back. They short set, allowing a pocket that Cutler can step up into. The offensive tackles are both coached. If you're going to lose up the field. You can't get beat inside. Aaron Cromer, the offensive coordinator, used that in New Orleans with Drew Brees, and that's one of the teaching points with Cutler. Climb the pocket.
Out of a pistol set, the pitch to Forte. He's really close to the 1st down. Not sure if he got it or not.
You know, Brad, I talked to John Madden today, right? We were talking about Kyle Long, and then we started to talk about this game. And he said, you know, Mike, he said, I think today's football, you got to have a clean middle. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, those 3 inside linemen with quarterbacks like Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, they really got a short set.
Was he in our meeting yesterday?
I was like, Coach, were you in the meeting?
That's exactly what we talked about, John.
He was awesome, man. He was talking about Kyle Long, watching him play at Oregon.
We know he's watching tonight. Forte, this time no gain. Might have lost a half-yard. John Beeson on the stop.
So, of course, he coached, and he's a very good friend of Howie Long.
Right.
And he told me that Howie told me he had a son at Oregon playing offensive line. So he said he started watching games, and he said, you know, everybody's telling me that the kid doesn't know what he's doing. And the more I look at him, the more I think the kid does know what he's doing. Howie calls me, and Howie says, I got this kid, I'm not sure he knows what he's doing. And I'm going, Howie, I think he knows what he's doing. And, of course, he ended up being a 1st-round pick. And I'm like, Coach, you still got a pretty good eye, man. And
I think he does know what he's doing, but he's only going to get better. That whole right side of the Bears line, likewise. Cutler throws complete, and it's Bennett. It is a 1st down, Chicago.
This is some cool stuff here, Brad. This is Kyle Long back in high school right there. 295 pounds at tight end.
Okay.
Get off me, really? Right? Now here he is at Wildcat quarterback, 295. And when he lined up at Wildcat, his brother Howie, who was the regular quarterback, had to go to wide receiver.
And then he almost ended up being a major league pitcher. A left-hander who throws about 100 miles an hour. And here he is, the starting right guard for Chicago. Cutler, nice play fake. Pressure coming, though. Rips it. Incomplete, intended for Alshon Jeffrey. And Jason Pierre-Paul finally got a little bit of pressure on number 6.
Yeah, Forte didn't get a good piece of him. And again,
Grey Cups with Montreal. He had glowing remarks about his quarterback yesterday when we met with him. 2nd down at 10. Little draw play. Michael Bush isn't going anywhere. Linval Joseph in on the stop along. Successful in the NFL. That one's incomplete, intended for Michael Bush. And good stop by the Giants. They needed that one.
You know what I find interesting about Trestman?
Well, the NFL season. And in those first 5 weeks, the Giants 0 for trying to get off that winless mark, but they're down by 13 and inside their own 10. Manning throws complete to Cruz. And that gets him out across the 30-yard line. Nice throw and catch.
Yeah, beautiful throw and catch. And Manning does a nice job on this.
Minutes remained in the second quarter. Wow. So they can't afford a 3-and-out. They won't have one here. At least they'd like to change the field position a little bit if they don't get points. Brandon Jacobs runs it up tough inside, and again, he just keeps backpedaling for extra yardage. 3 hard-earned yards before Lance Briggs puts the brakes on it.
And I would encourage the Giants.
They'll run it. Jacobs broke a shoestring tackle, but he's not going to get away from the rest of the Bears defense. Shea McClellan finally brought him down. DJ Williams was the first guy to hit him.
Yeah, and they brought Lance Briggs also, and Briggs cut through and really forced him to bounce. And that's why DJ Williams was able to get him.
And DJ coming off holding his shoulder after that collision with Jacobs.
Wow. 10-year player out of Miami, 31 years old.
Huge third down for the Giants, and the Bears fans know it.
Rookie Jonathan Bostic, the second-round pick in the game now for the Bears at linebacker.
They shift Brandon Myers, the tight end, over into a slot on the right side. Bears are going to bring pressure. Manning has to get rid of it and throws a perfect strike to Nix. Hakeem Nix into Bears territory, and a stiff arm gets him all the way down to the 35-yard line. The Giants desperately needed 8. They got 31.
Same double-A gap pressure where the nickel comes in on top.
5. So they've made their way into Bears territory. Now they got to keep it going. Manning in the shotgun. Moves around in the pocket, fires near side, and throws it away.
Yep.
His knee just didn't give him enough push tonight as he worked out before the ball game. On 2nd and 10. Back to Jacobs. Again, he got by the first wave. The second wave gets to him. Major Wright comes up to help Bostic on the stop. And DJ Williams looks like he's going to the locker room.
Yeah, that's a shame. Staying patient with the run game. Major Wright, 21, the safety, does a nice job. If you're tackling 264 pounds, you want to get underneath it.
Yeah.
And he did a really nice job creating leverage.
Well, partner, on their last 3rd and 8. They got a big chunk. They need 3rd and 8 again.
And again, this is where they typically will show pressure in the A gap.
Bears with a stunt up front, doesn't get to Eli, and he throws that same route again to Randall. And Randall's got a first down.
I'm not so sure when he slammed the ball down in frustration whether or not he was touched.
Brandon Jacobs on the stretch plays, hitting the backfield, and down he goes for a loss of a couple.
Corey Wooten did a heck of a job. He got held by David Deal, fought through the hold, and made the play. Here's David Deal. Watch what happens right there in the hole. Deal, 32-year-old veteran, gets his arms up around the neck. He holds them, but Wooten at 270 pounds plays bigger than that.
Final half minute of the 3rd quarter. The Giants, crucial drive here to get points. Trailing by 13. Yards have been a lot harder to come by for Brandon Jacobs in the second half. Manning throws to the corner to Cruz, and a flag flies in. Will have pass interference on Tim Jennings.
Boy, this was good coverage too. Really good coverage.
I think if he could have turned his head around. Brandon Jacobs. Touchdown, New York. 1-yard plunge. And with just seconds remaining in the third quarter, Giants are back in it.
Scuffle. Sure, it's interesting. It's a similar play the Giants had a couple of years ago with Victor Cruz. Randall thinks he's down. He rolls over, makes no immediate attempt to advance the football, so the officials kill the play and rule he gave himself in.
So the proper call made on the field kept the drive alive, a 91-yard march, and so it was really a critical play right there.
Critical play, but it was the proper call. I thought that he was touched down as well, but the official had ruled that he gave himself up prior to that.
Dean, can we change that rule, please? I don't like rewarding guys.
We'll take it under advisement.
Competition committee.
Come to the meeting down in Florida, all right?
All right, you got it, man. Thank you.
We'll let you go check out the rest of the game. Thanks for being along with us. So a half minute in to the fourth quarter, and the Bears with a second down and a yard. Now it's a slim 6-point lead.
Hey, Mike 21. We're good.
3 wideouts for Jay Cutler. And he's going to look for one of them here. Pressure coming, going long. Alshon Jeffrey dropped the ball. Flags down. Wait and see if we had holding maybe on Alshon Jeffrey's route. And it gives Chicago a first down. Forte out maybe to the 37. Mike Patterson brought him down.
It was interesting talking to Cutler about these two wide receivers. You know, one's 6'3", 216. That's Jeffrey. Brandon Marshall, 6'4", 230. And when we talked about, hey, they don't run precise routes, is that difficult for you? He was like, no way, because they're so big, they give me opportunities with their catching radius to put the ball in different places for them.
Said it actually makes it easier for him.
Yep.
Second down and 6. Joe Anderson in there, the wide receiver right now in motion. Draw play, Forte. Gets to the 40, but he's going to be short of the first down. Bring up third down and a short 3.
Interesting how these Giants kind of hung around all day.
Yeah.
You know, and they're an 0-5 team. We talked earlier in the game, Alex talked about how the locker room hadn't let down yet. They had every chance to give this thing up a long time ago, and they haven't.
With the exception of the Carolina game, in the third quarter of games, they've been within a score. And now they're within a score in the fourth quarter. They could use a stop here on 3rd and 2. Cutler lobs it to Forte, made the catch, but did he get the first down? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, great job by Cutler, because Jordan Mills, the young right tackle, lost his edge, and Cutler had to just give you a little touch. Here's the right tackle. Jordan Mills working with Kiwanuka. He loses the edge there. Cutler comes back right off his back foot. Look at the touch on that, the accuracy. That's kind of a huge throw on 3rd down for a first. That's pretty cool right there.
Great run by Forte after the catch to just get 1 foot ahead of that first down marker. And now here's the toss to Forte.
Oh, Mukamara did a fantastic job getting up underneath Bushrod, the left tackle, pulling.
And Paysinger's the guy that put the stop on.
Love to see corners that are not afraid of big linemen. Get up in there and make a play. Really awesome.
Gain of a yard brings up 2nd down and 9 as we approach 12 minutes. Bears just inside their own 45-yard line. Earl Bennett joins the wide receiver core to the right with Alshon Jeffrey, and Marshall has had the big gain down at the bottom. Bennett, the tight end, moving at the snap on 2nd down and 9, and they're going to throw it out to him, and he's got a first down and more. Martellus Bennett inside the 40-yard line, pickup of 16.
If Pierre Paul wins inside against Bushrod, but the ball gets out so quickly, he's got no shot at getting home. Mark Trestman told us his experience with the 49ers makes him somewhat of a West Coast guy, meaning timing, ball out. And I'll tell you, Martellus Bennett continues to play extremely well for those Bears and give him another outlet.
A 6'6", 265-pound outlet. We got him a first down at the 39-yard line.
Marshall in the backfield.
Here's a throw complete. Michael Bush Bush brought down by Terrell Thomas, but he got a nice gain on the catch out of the backfield.
It's kind of interesting watching Antrell Roll go in motion with big Brandon Marshall, who then set up in the backfield. Sets up a difficult situation for a defensive back.
Second down at 4. 8th play of the drive coming up. And they've used 4.5 minutes off the clock. The Giants can't win unless they get the ball back at some point. And right now the Bears are chewing up ground and minutes. Play action, slip screen out, complete. Marshall's going the wrong way though. Nice job by the Giants defense. And Mukamara again helping out. 3rd down and 4. And Cutler's got to throw it on the ground. And it was Jaquan Williams coming straight up the middle to apply the pressure. And the Giants had the ball. They went 91 yards. And right now they're 92 yards away from taking the lead. Brandon Jacobs. Nice stiff arm on his own guy, and he rumbles out across the 20. Put his hand on one of his linemen and propelled himself to 16 yards.
And they pulled David Deal, the right guard. Deal's going to come around and watch the tailback Jacobs get in right behind him. Nice job at the point of attack. There's that stiff arm you're talking about on Bear Pasco, his own teammate.
He used that as a springboard, and he's got 76 yards on 18 carries. 9 minutes remaining in the ball game. Jacobs gets a breather. Darrell Scott comes in. Giants trying to mount a rally here in the 4th quarter. Play action. Eli Manning scanning the field, running out of time. He flips it or tries to. Ball is out, and they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He had Darrell Scott in there next to him, and he just tried to.
I don't like that move, but I think he got away with it okay.
He talked with us about that. I got to keep the ball high in the pocket when there's trouble. And now Scott goes down after only a yard gain, and Bostic, the rookie linebacker out of Florida, made the stop.
There's a cut and a slip right here. He goes down. Some criticism of the turf last week in the Bears game against New Orleans.
This is as loud as it's been at Soldier Field tonight. 3rd down and 9. Briggs coming. Manning got away from him. Fires on the run. Incomplete. And a flag flies in. I don't know, that ball's catchable. I'm not sure what got going on there with Jennings and Nix, the intended receiver, but they're trying to separate them now. And midway through the 2nd quarter after the huge game he had last week. Here's a toss to Forte. Blocker in front. Got the corner, but a nice job by John Beeson to make the stop.
Oh, man, did Bushrod kill a Mukamara.
That's not fair. 320 on about 200.
I give Mukamara some credit, man. He stuck his nose in all day, but that was a runaway freight train. Watch what happens to your right there. There goes a Mukamara. Bushrod. Oh, boy, do I remember those days.
2nd down and 7.
I was usually the bug and not the windshield.
You're still not right because of it. Here's Cutler to throw. Fires complete. Going to be a 1st down to Brandon Marshall. So his big night continues. He's got 9 catches for 87 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Excellent patience against the zone defense. He fights off the line of scrimmage with physicality in between a Mukamara and the linebacker pacing her. Really well done.
So 1st down at the 46. And the Bears can continue to eat clock as we approach 6.5 minutes.
Alert blitz. Lion.
Cutler's yelling alert blitz.
And it looks like it's coming.
Hey, get out!
Ray's back to throw again. He's going to go deep. He's got a man out there in Jeffrey, and he couldn't quite locate it. Jarrell Thomas was there. Pretty good defense.
Looked like their feet might have gotten tangled up right at the end of that play.
You know what? And Jay Cutler stopped this whole thing, and Garza looked at Long and said, "You got 52." I heard it on the audio. Long lets the guy go by. He picks up Beeson. There's the protection. And at the end of the play, boy, is that a beautiful throw or what?
Sure was.
You can't put that any better.
Just a funny last step taken by Alshon Jeffrey, and he couldn't locate the football, so it's 2nd down and 10. Now they come back to the second man through, and it's Forte. And he takes John Beeson across the 50-yard line with him. Early, Eli Manning had his problems in his first 5 passes. 2 of them were interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. Jay Cutler to Brandon Marshall's been good for 9 catches and a couple of scores tonight. Brandon Jacobs, his return to the starting lineup for the Giants has been an impressive one. He's helped keep New York close. And here we are now with 5:41 remaining in the football game. And it's Chicago clinging to a 6-point lead. Cutler throws and incomplete. Bennett was the intended receiver, and he would have been out of bounds had he held onto it.
Yeah. Good coverage by
tomorrow morning. And here's Brandon Jacobs. And he's got another great run. Manning, quick throw on the slant, and he should have had it. Akeem Nicks, he was thinking about where he was going, forgot to take the football along for the ride.
Just in
the lineup. But they're going to keep it on the ground to Jacobs. Dives through for about 3. He's kind of submarined under everybody.
Here, Chicago's checking out of something.
3rd down and a noisy 7 for Eli Manning. Eli steps up, far side. That's complete to Nicks, who caught this one. And they'll move the chains.
Boy, that is so good by a veteran quarterback in the pocket.
Cruz in motion toward the ball. Jacobs going to run that way. Nice stiff arm. Jacobs to the edge. Another 1st down. He pushed Tim Jennings out of the way and then took Major Wright with him out of bounds. And that's going to put Jacobs over 100. 1st down at the Bears 49. Eli Manning has to get rid of it, and he lofted it, and it almost got picked off by Jennings again.
Ball's underthrown off his back foot because there was a free runner in Landon Cohen.
7th play of the Giants drive. We're under 3 minutes. At the Chicago 49. Draw play, Darrell Scott. And Scott with a head of steam. Oh, man, he almost broke it all the way. As it is, he got a 1st down, and he's shaken up. Again, Scott's play. Brandon Jacobs was on the sideline. They were working on his leg, and they said, "Hey, buddy, you got to get back in there." He's in there with Manning, and he takes it on a draw play. And with a thigh wrap and all, got about a yard. Chris Conley made the hit. We're approaching the 2-minute warning. You see the wrap on the left leg. And they've got all 3 timeouts remaining. So maybe one more snap before the 2-minute warning. They took over at their own 11. Play action. Manning fires down the middle, and it's intercepted by Jennings. Tipped off the fingertips of the would-be receiver, Brandon Myers, and Tim Jennings has got his 2nd interception of the night. And that is not Eli Manning's fault. Second, as the Bears are ready to go with 1:54 remaining after the interception by Jennings. And here's a toss to Matt Forte for about a yard. Spencer Paysinger in on the stop. Giants have all their timeouts remaining. And Michael Bush powers ahead for a couple of yards. And without a minute 42, had an exceptional night. Jay Cutler.
Yep. It's the good Jay. Really played well.
Pressure coming. He throws complete on a 3rd and 7. Are they going to get it? Martellus Bennett trying to backpedal for it.
They get a free runner. They're going to turn the protection this way, which means you got a free runner here. Cutler's got to beware of that, or Forte's got to pick it up, one or the other. And I don't know if Forte went the right way there or not, but Cutler did a great job of bailing that team out.
His throw is on the mark when we're done. And after one more timeout, the Giants may indeed be done. They'll toss it to Bush. Trying to hold out of the football. Pickup of about 3. And that's the last time New York can stop the clock.
To Janet Zukowski, who's a breast cancer survivor in our building, and she thanked us for what we did last week, talking about the situation, especially with E.J. Manuel, and made a comment that I thought was really interesting. As a survivor, she said, "Why do you guys always wear
And Michael Bush again just puts his head down, plows toward the line of scrimmage.
Yep. That's going to do it.
And that's going to do it. The only other time the Giants were 0-6 was 1976. They're 0-6 here in 2013. And the problems continue for Tom Coughlin and the Giants. Meanwhile, Jay Cutler and the Bears were exceptional tonight, and they go to the top of the heap.